Welcome to the second half of ITL 508, Technology's Impact on Learning. In this module, it's all about the data. In Module 2, you had a rich discussion about technology's impact on specific groups. It was important to have tools that were accessible and give students access to information, especially the special education population. An emphasis was placed on selecting the right tool for the right student and not having a one-size-fits-all approach. Although there are more tools for accessibility provided to students, you noted that more still needs to be done to make education equitable for all. There was an interesting discussion on the topic of remote learning and if students will still be able to have an option to learn from home once the restrictions are lifted. I wonder how teachers feel about having both students in class while teaching students at home. Then we moved on to learning management systems. Several people share that their school divisions use more than one system. You were able to make distinctions between learning management systems and content management systems. I'm noticing how your multimedia presentations are evolving. As you explore and experiment with new tools, you are learning that there are some basic skills that transfer from one program to the next. Offering a variety of resources in a variety of formats addresses UDL principles. The discussion reinforced the concept that students should have multiple means to access. I love the ownership of learning with technology posters. The variety of formats and backgrounds and images you selected are wonderful. I hope you have taken the time to look at everyone's posters. Please do so if you haven't. So far, you have created many components for your technology integration plan. The meat of your TIP is how technology will be used to impact students' learning. Start planning how you will evaluate the success or effectiveness of the technology integrated into your courses or units or lessons. Embedded into the TIP should be three things: the technology integration matrix, the SAM-R model, and UDL principles. Over the past 4 weeks, you have developed a rationale for your TIP. That includes the students' demographics, their needs, their interests, their learning styles, the standards, both your content area standards as well as the technology standards that could be state standards or national standards like STEEL, and research-based, based on the readings we've read so far and the discussions we've had in the forum. All that is wrapped into your rationale. Then remember that first module, Module 1, you created a collection of educational technologies. Make sure you keep that for your TIP. Then for the last 2 weeks, we've been looking at learning management systems, content management systems, and you created some presentations around those. That goes in your TIP. Then you made those ownership of learning with technology posters and did a presentation for that as well. Keep all that together and think about how you're going to display or publish your TIP. I'm expecting it won't be just a paper document. So think about what type of online digital tool will you use to create or share your TIP. So what's new in Module 3? We're going to do a little detour and look at the internet and your interactions with it. There are several tools and videos and a couple reading I would like for you to do to build your background knowledge about what's going on with these tools we've been using. So we're going to dig back to the first week and pull out the 24 hours in our digital world and see how some of those resources that we noted in our chart, we're going to look and see what's behind how they work. Here, the UDL principle is forward, and you're going to select which items, which resources to explore based on your skill level, your comfort level, and your interest. So what do you want to know more about? You know the saying, a mile wide and an inch deep? That's kind of like what's going to go on here with this background knowledge. There's so much out there, and this course wasn't designed to teach all of it. I just want to give you a taste of what's out there so you can go back later as you need to, or as your students have questions, you can direct them in certain locations to find the answers. So let's start out with just building some background knowledge about what happens or what's happening with our data on the internet. Next, we're going to look at data and how we can use it in our classrooms. So I'm going to read from this book called Big Data, Small Devices, just a little bit. This is put out by NSTA Press, and I'm just going to read a little of the introduction. Smartphones and tablets are now in the hands of even our youngest learners. As teachers, we are encouraged to bring your own device technology, but often are not sure how to transform smartphones and tablets into valuable learning tool for meaningful instruction. So students are bringing these phones to school, and teachers really don't know how to use them. Well, one answer, says this book, one answer lies in using a number of free smartphone and tablet apps that provide real-time data to explore Earth and environmental science concepts. There are data collected and made available in real time. Real-time data can be found on websites. Lots of, you're going to experience and explore a lot of free, actually all of them I think are free government-funded websites. There are some nonprofit ones as well. These agencies provide free data, such as weather, earthquake information, stream flow data, toxic waste, planetary data, and then I made sure there were some about let's explore teaching and learning with real-time data. The related assignment asks you to find 5 or more data sources or resources for students and identify a learning activity for each resource. The lesson should help students learn how to analyze data. You're going to select one of the data resources, and fill in a SAM-R model showing how that data resource or tool is used at each of the 4 levels. This is a screen capture of Tableau Public website. I'm a visual learner, so this site speaks to me. There are the large variety of topics that are available. The statement is from the landing page. Your data has a story. Share it with the world. Visualize and publish data on topics you care about. Explore and be inspired by creations from like-minded data enthusiasts. It has over 3 million interactive data visualizations created by more than 1 million people from around the world. So as an educator, you would have to screen the choices, and you can embed them into your programs, your websites, your lessons, and then older students can create their own using the tools on this website. So this is one tool that you can explore over the next 2 weeks. I think you'll like this resource. It's called What's Going On in This Graph, and it's from the New York Times Learning Network. With each graph, there are guiding questions and an invitation for students to post comments and discussions. Then the American Statistical Association has staff that facilitates the discussion board. Throughout the week, they reveal more information about the graph, and then they include a free link to an article that tells about the graph and where the graph is used. You will spend a lot of time learning how to use geographic information systems. I've set up accounts for you with ArcGIS. They are student-facing accounts. However, if you want to try an educator account, let me know. There's a small number of those accounts for teachers that you can share with your team if you need to. However, all the tutorials and the module don't require a login, so you can learn how to use the system without having your own teacher account. One of your assignments asked you to integrate GIS and data layers into a lesson. Don't worry, the beauty of GIS is that it can be used in any subject. Can't wait to see what you do with that. I would like to end this video with the slide of the SAM-R model. Please keep this forefront in your lesson planning and completing your assignments. We're going to revisit this over and over again because it's a great tool to use as you develop your TIP. Looking forward to some more great discussions in the discussion board.